we're back on day 3 of the 2020 User Conference. We hope that all of you guys have had a chance to explore the map gallery on our online platform. That's where you can find all week. We've had the winners of our competition announced for best maps. And this year we've received over 550 maps for review, so that's a ton of them. And here to talk about some of the top contenders, what we're calling best in show, are our Mappy Hour cartographers from the last couple of nights. We have Nathan, Ken, Edie, and John. They're over on set A, so take it away, you all.
Hi, thanks, Ray. So yeah, we're back. We're going to talk about the map gallery. So I've been a judge for a long time at the map gallery, and boy, has it changed over the years. You know, it used to be walking the rows of all the paper maps in the giant sale area, which, you know, we really miss. But honestly, this virtual map gallery is great because you can really get in there and look at these maps. And we've got so many more interactive maps, like web maps and even story maps and 3D maps that you can interact with. So it's been really fun to be a judge and see that transition over to the virtual map gallery. So if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go in there. I also want to talk quickly about the map book. So if you've been to the conference before, you might remember the map book in your tote bag. Every year, Esri selects maps made by our users across the globe, and we highlight them in this map book. So the map book, volume 36, is the one that's out now. It highlights maps from the UC 2020 map gallery. Take a look at it. You can see it in your digital swag bag, but if you want a physical copy, it's going to be available on August 17th in bookstores. But it's in your digital swag bag. First up, we are going to talk about a couple maps in the gallery that really impressed us, right?
Yeah, they were contenders.
Yeah.
Best in show.
Yeah. So we looked at all the maps, and some of these really stood out for us. And Nathan, you want to get us started?
I get to go first. We're doing alphabetical, so 3D gets me to the front of the line every time. So I'm going to talk about the COVID-19 spatio-temporal case density map by Tomuki Nakaya and Shohei Nagata. And it's the most innovative and analytical methods and results winner, so it won 2 categories. It goes through the COVID story for the last 17 months in Japan. And it's actually a space-time cube, which is interesting because the XY is used for spatial and the Z is used for temporal. So you get space and time together. What's interesting is that it starts to reveal these patterns. If you look across this map horizontally, that's shown in time. And you can start to see these patterns as these waves came through the different areas. They're going through this video much faster than I expected, but the lines on the side, the vertical axes, the ones that go across, the horizontal axes, they show where you are in time. So as you go up and down, you can see these clusters of where all this COVID action was happening. And as you navigate up and down, you can see, okay, this is where and when this happened. 3D is a little bit tricky. So if we go to the next video, this time maybe, getting around is hard. So they have these little bookmarks. Here we go, where you can navigate around and go to an area of interest. So you don't get stuck as you travel around. The thing I like about this map is it's like the entire story, 17 months of COVID cases in Japan, and it's all put into one scene. So you can travel anywhere in space and time and find out what was happening, just like a good sci-fi film, but without any of those temporal plot holes. So that's that map. I'm going to hand you over to Edie and Ken. Any thoughts on this map?
Well, as you know, Nathan, I'm sometimes a bit of a skeptic in 3D for thematics, but this has persuaded me. I mean, it's just such a wonderfully well-executed piece of 3D cartography.
I love it.
I totally agree. I think the colors were super well done. I mentioned this yesterday in Mappy Hour. I love how you can lift the base map up to that time scale so you can better understand what's there, because that helped me understand better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, your pick.
I'm going to take the second one. The second map is the National Park Road Trip Atlas by David Sherman. And I actually talked about this one yesterday. We all did on Mappy Hour, but I just love this map. This is a map that David built for his kids to keep them occupied in the car on the way on this big, like, figure 8 tour he took of Western US. And I'm a parent. I think we've all had that moment of kids in the car and how do you keep them occupied. This thing is great. So this is actually the winner in the map series or atlas category. And I just love the overview that we're seeing right now because there's a lot of overlap. It really helped put the trip in perspective for his kids, I think. And if we can go to the next graphic, so here's the overview map. Here's one of the individual pages. What's genius about this map series is every page is actually a different scale, but it covers what they're going to do that day, how they're going to travel. And to make scale, which is kind of a weird thing for kids to understand, understandable, he's got notes on how long it's going to take. And my favorite part are these dashed lines indicating the trip, because each dash is a certain number of miles and a certain chunk of time, and then the kids can like color them in. How great is that?
Fantastic.
I mean, I just love it. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Yeah, EDIE, are we done yet? Are we done yet?
Are we there yet?
Oh, yeah, no kidding, right?
No, it's a beautiful piece of work and kid-friendly cartography.
Yeah, and the base map just works for kids. Like, I think it's great.
Little colouring in on the side. It's a whole event.
Yeah, really nice story for the kids to follow along.
Okay,
Ken, you're
I
up.
get to go. Okay, so my pick, but one of the maps that was in contention with Best in Show is the St. Vincent map by Aaron Kolker. Now, Aaron's no stranger to this. He actually won Best in Show last year, so he was going for a repeat, and he honestly, I can't tell you how narrow he missed out on that. But I love it. It's a beautiful topographic reference map. It tells a story of this little island in such wonderful detail, and you wouldn't expect to see that much detail for such a small place. But all of the transects that are across the map are so wonderfully drawn, and a lot of the marginalia, the extra detail, all in this same coral pink colour that ties the whole map together is great. So it's more like an infographic, and here's some transects, ridgeline plots, riffing off that old Joy Division album, but just some great touches, all put together as this infographic style. So if we go back to the main overview, yeah, you've got the main island that pops in the middle. That's the focus of the map, but you've got all of this extra detail just beautifully laid out. The block of text, matches the contour of the island itself. And talking of text, I think one of the key elements is the title itself. Most map titles are, very dark text, Times New Roman, Arial, right at the top centre, justified centre, and that's the title. And this is anything but. It's a Prisma font, so it's a slightly different font, but it doesn't detract from the overall map. And it curves around that top edge of the island. It's a small touch, but a really elegant way of just switching up the map a little bit, turning it into something different. And it's a perfect example, I think, of where cartography actually is key here. It's made the map a great map. It's not just a data dump. It's not just bits of vector line work and some text. That is a map, but the cartography has made it a map. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I loved it. It's like it's a really flat pancake island, but you get to understand it from this map. It's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't even know this island existed, but I learned a lot.
So,
hey, let's go over to the shed.
What?
John, can you tell us about the
John.
actual Best in Show?
Well, I'm happy
The winner.
to. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. So, Best in Show. First of all, what an amazing group of maps, and what a fun gallery that we can just explore this and have fun and look at the work of others. Also, thank you to everybody who supplied a map to this gallery, because that takes a lot of guts to put your work out there to be looked at by all of your peers. And but really, we're all just map friends. We're very supportive of each other, and we're very grateful for all you all sharing your just beautiful work. So speaking of beautiful work, it's my privilege and honor to talk about Southern Journey, the migrations of the American South, 1790 to 2010. Now, this is a story map and also accommodating poster created by Justin Madrone, Nathaniel Ayers and Ed Ayers. This is the best to show. It's a complex topic. A lot of the times these migration maps are tough because these migrations aren't necessarily by choice, right? Forced migrations and a lot of pain in the history underlying this map. But there's also a complex spatial problem that had to be solved too, because throughout history, these geographic regions that are being enumerated, they change. Shapes of counties grow, shrink, come into existence. And how do you reconcile all those different shapes and data within it? And the authors did a really wonderful job of just laying down this cookie cutter mesh of hexagons and aggregating data within those equal units that can be compared across time. So comparing across time is a hard challenge too. So they've got 3 levels of difficult challenges, and they did a lovely job of communicating this. And they're doing it through a bunch of different form factors. I mean, there's swipe interfaces, there's fade transitions as the user reads, there's galleries that you can kind of pour over and flip through. They did a good job of using the tools and presentation technology that was available to them to present this data in just a lovely way. And also the static poster version of this is just a really effective way of showing time. And it's called a small multiple. So it uses the small multiple technique, a big poster with a bunch of little maps, and your eyes can dart to whatever draws your attention. You're not stuck in a timeline. So I was really appreciative of that, and I think they did a lovely job. So congratulations to you all.